How does God purify something pornified? As Christ said, asks Carbide, looking specifically for the physical facet as spending time in sexual sin caused psychological damage. So what's he saying here? Just as porn caused psychological damage, like then what's the thing to begin purifying the pornified?
Well, can I have one of those pieces of paper? You've seen me do this 100 million times. I need a blank one. Sorry.
That's all right. If I had cash on me, I'd give you that.
No, here we go. See, I carry a tablet with me because I do this so often.
That's right.
So visuals are helpful, right? And let's start with a principle that is absolutely bedrock, foundational Catholic cosmology. And by that I mean, if we don't understand this, if we get this wrong, we have the whole cosmos wrong. We have the whole universe wrong. Here's the principle. The devil does not have his own clay. What does that mean? Everything that is created, all that exists was created by God, and God looked at everything he made and said, behold, it is very good. Here's my visual. Suppose this is a painting. This is a painting of man and woman naked without shame. This is the pinnacle of the goodness of all of creation. Behold, it is very good. There is nothing more beautiful than man and woman naked without shame in the beginning. Nothing. This is the crown of creation. The enemy hates this painting. Why? Because this painting is the main icon or window to the heavenly mystery of the Trinitarian exchange, right? The destiny that we all have, which is the marriage to the second person of the Trinity, so that we can be taken up through the marriage of the Lamb into the inner life of the Trinity. This is the earthly sign of that heavenly reality. That's why Satan hates with all his diabolic fury this painting. And what happened with original sin to the painting is that clay, that very good clay, got all twisted up. This is the nature of evil. It's the distortion of something good. The devil doesn't have his own clay. There's no such thing as evil in itself, meaning evil does not have isness. It does not have existence. It's the distortion of something good. The good and existence are the same thing. If it exists, it's fundamentally good, right? Even Lucifer is a fallen angel who God created good. And because he has fallen, he now wants to get his hands on all the goodness that God has created. And this is porn right here. Porn is the distortion of that original beautiful icon. How does this get redeemed? Here's the mistake we typically make. Oh, it's been pornified. That's bad. That's evil. Throw it away. Right? Now we think spirit good, body bad. This is heresy. We've given the devil his own clay. That crumpled painting does not belong to the devil. It belongs to God. It's been crumpled. The redemption is not the throwing away. The redemption is Christ coming into this mess. This is an image of our hearts, right? See, what most people do, we were talking about this a long time ago on this episode, the Pharisaical approach is stuff, don't look at that, because that makes me unholy and unlovable. Put on my religious mask and just follow the external rules. And Jesus says, whitewashed tomb. You're not looking at what's really messed up. You refuse to look at it. Christ wants to come into the dead men's bones, into the depth. And this is that interior journey, that archaeological dig. We're like, oh, shit, that's really effed up. I'm really effed up.
I can't have people see this.
I can't let people see this. I got this impression growing up as a kid, because this was just our family culture. Hide your weakness. Hide your imperfection. That makes you unlovable. Bury it. Don't look at it. Hide it. You're a blemish on our family record. Hide all that. And I got the impression, to please people, I got to hide all that. What happens when I do something wrong? There's an emotional distance now between me and my dad. I don't like that emotional distance. So I can't let my dad know that I've done anything wrong. I got to hide it. Got to hide it. Got to hide it. Misericordia is the antithesis of that. Mercy. Misericordia, a heart that gives itself to those in misery. I'm in misery because I got this twisted, crumpled up thing deep in me. And to bury it, I'm just going to be in more misery. What does misericordia do? Misericordia is attracted to that. The mercy of God, the crucifixion of Christ, is precisely God himself entering into this.
And as soon as he does, what is our response? Get away from me,
Get away,
Lord,
get away.
I'm
I'm a sinful man. Exactly. Everyone on the journey has to overcome that initial understandable reaction. You will never wash my feet.
Yeah.
Peter, if you don't let me wash you, you have no part of me. Okay, then wash me all over. Right? I love Peter there.
I love him so much.
So we all have to let Jesus into the pornified reality. And we can say pornified here, not just our sexuality, but any aspect of our humanity that's been twisted, where that clay is distorted. We got to let Jesus in. And what's the miracle? We're loved right here. We're loved right here. What was the first result of original sin?
Hiding.
Why? I'm afraid because I'm naked. So I hid myself. The journey of the Christian life is the reverse of that. I was at peace because I knew he loved me. I trusted in his misericordia, that he's actually drawn to me here in this miserable, crumpled up mess of my broken life. So I exposed myself. I exposed myself. I exposed my misery. I exposed my pornified understanding of the body. I exposed it to the light. And what happened? The light came in, and this miracle is now underway in my life, where my broken, twisted, fouled up, pornified view of things is now becoming more and more purified.
It reminds me of the blind man who began seeing trees walking upside down.
I can see.
Yeah.
But people look like walking trees. Okay, touch me again. Yeah. And that's the journey. Beware the false summits, as we were talking about earlier, right? The false summit in the mountain climb is you get to the certain section and you think, oh no, the summit's over there. And guess what? When you get there, you're going to realize the summit's over there. So keep going, keep going. It's not an easy journey. It's not for the faint of heart. In fact, this is why the temptation to externalize and just make it about external following of rules is very tempting and attractive. John of the Cross is very clear here. He says, most Christians stop the journey when the painful purifications come and they externalize it. It's a real temptation. Keep going. Be not afraid. Keep your eye on the ecstasy, and you'll be willing to endure the agony that it takes to get there. And as if I've arrived. No, I've not. I'm just a man on the journey. I can look back and say, wow, I've come a long way. But I look ahead and I say, man, I got a long way to go.
Yeah, and if it weren't for manna or bread for the journey, it would be too exhausting.
We would pass out.
Who was that? Elijah? Or who was that?
Well, Jesus himself says, if they leave and I don't feed them, I'm afraid they'll pass out on the way. Pass out on the way. We can apply that to the whole way of following Jesus.
Yeah.
If he doesn't give us little breathers and little breaks and little foreshadowings of our destiny, of that ecstasy, little sacramental tastes, we'll pass out on the journey.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.